I'm the lifestyle editor at Impakter. We are a platform dedicated to informing and empowering the public to live a more sustainable lifestyle. So today I'm speaking to Sascha Hümbeli, who's the founder of Torland, a sustainable clothing company from Vienna that specializes in organic cotton denim. So welcome, Sascha.
Hi, Clara.
Welcome, Sascha. Can you tell us a little bit about the idea for starting your own clothing company and where that came from?
When I got the idea to create a jeans brand because I was a fan of fashion, but I never had a connection to the fashion industry. I didn't know anything about this industry, but I found the idea compelling, and I thought, well, yeah, why not trying to do something like that? And of course, bringing in my knowledge from the studies, environmental science. So I started with this idea. Yes, do the jeans because I'm not a fashion designer. I cannot create fancy clothing,
Right.
but I can create some basics like jeans. And that's how it started.
Fantastic. That's such an interesting story. And I can see kind of the trajectory and why coming from an environmental science background, you would end up with jeans, because there is a lot of engineering that goes into it, actually. And you said that you're not a designer, but you know how to make a structured pair of trousers, which I think is very cool, very interesting. Okay, so your jeans specifically, they have a GOTS, a GOTS certification.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about what this means and what the process is for getting it?
Of course, at the beginning, when I started to create the first series of jeans, they were not certified. At the beginning, it's quite hard because you need to build up everything that it adheres to the standards to get this certification. But so at the beginning, I just looked at the fabric, that it's organic, that the production is not harmful for people there or for the environment. So I started from beginning to build up the foundation to get an organic jeans brand. And after 2-3 years, I found myself ready to get the certification. And then I contacted the control union, and they sent me all the expectations that we need to implement in our company. But we were ready for that, so we started to do it. It was last year at the beginning of 2020, but the process was quite hard because I can tell you a little bit about GOTS, what it means. Yeah. First of all, you need to know they look at ecological but also ethical aspects. So it's not only that the material is organic, they also want to see that the production is not harmful, that there are ethical standards. So for instance, minimum salary for the workers, that they have social security, a lot of those kind of standards too. And this is why GOTS is quite a tough standard compared to others that exist in the world. I think GOTS is the most valuable and most known in the world for organic clothing today, but it's one of the toughest. And when we started to implement, we needed to go through all our business processes. We needed to implement new storage rooms, that GOTS products are separated from others because it's not allowed that they touch.
Okay.
We needed to implement a new ERP system because you need to trace the products from the sourcing, from the purchase to the end, to the selling to the customers. You need to be able to trace every single piece of GOTS product. Wow. And this is why you need certain systems to do it. And this was quite hard. We needed to implement everything. So interview your employees independently to check whether you tell them the right thing.
Yeah, that's an incredible process, and there's a lot of work to be done. So let's start at the beginning, like the sourcing of the materials. I had thought that GOTS was only just for the fabric, or the textiles, but now you're saying it's the whole process.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do you find? Let's talk about the cotton first. Where do you go, and how do you know that that is a sustainable and ethically sourced cotton?
I mean, we need to be realistic. It's not possible for us to control everything. We cannot go to all the farmers and check whether they apply to all these standards. It's simply not possible because today cotton is grown everywhere in the world. It's then the next step is the spinning of the yarn, and then the weaving of the fabric, and so on. There are so many production steps. Right. It's not possible to control everything. So we said to ourselves, we start from the material that is used to produce the jeans. The material, the main material is the denim. So it's the fabric. We need to trust the certification of the fabric that it is GOTS. Okay. So in the end, we also need to trust, and this is also why a certification is so valuable. We need this certification also to know that the material that we purchase is according to certain standards. But I was lucky about end of 2019. I got to know a Turkish man who grew up in Germany, and he founded an own production factory in Turkey, and was one of the first GOTS certified factories in Turkey. It's about 10 years ago when he founded this company, but I didn't know him before. But when I got to know him, it was more or less clear. Okay, I trust him. He's a good man. By the way, we became friends now, and so I started to move the production from the old company in Istanbul to his company that is located in Izmir. And but it was quite a difficult time, because that was the time when the Corona crisis started, and I wasn't able to visit the production there in Turkey. I couldn't travel, but in the meantime, I was there 2 times, and I have a very good impression of this company, and I also know him. I know that he has high values, and so I didn't expect anything else, actually.
Yeah, I saw some of the videos on your website about the factory visit and all that. Very interesting. Look into how your products are made. So we spoke a little bit about the materials. Talk to me a little bit about the design process. You said that you're not a designer yourself, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Good
how does that
question.
look like? What does that?
Yeah, right.
What's that process?
I got to know a tailor, a specialist for creating cuts, and the first 2 years I created all the designs and prototypes with her together. She's a well-known specialist here in Vienna. She even teaches cutting and design at the fashion school. So we had a good collaboration, and she actually, I brought in my ideas, and she put it onto cutting paper, actually. And then another tailor made the prototypes. So that's how we started. Today, the designing and this designing process takes place together with the Turkish producer, because they also have design specialists in the company. They know the product so well. They know much more than everybody else, because they are the specialists for denim. So today we exchange ourselves. I bring in my ideas. I send them sketches or even some samples, and tell them, oh, look, I would like to have the jeans like this, but here a little bit tighter. Here I want to have a special pocket. Maybe you noticed that our men's jeans have special smartphone pockets. Is the
So cool.
specialty with our jeans. So that were some ideas that I brought in, and they just implemented it in real products.
Very cool. So it's a very collaborative process then, it looks like.
It is, absolutely.
Amazing. Okay, one last question, I guess, is what makes a good pair of jeans, in your opinion?
Durability. I think this is one of the most important aspects, but also the cut. I think they just need to fit well. It's not possible to have the perfect cut for everybody. Bodies are so different. That's why so many hundreds of jeans have different cuts, and for some persons are those, for others those. But our aim was to have something that most people fit, and that is best for most people. So the important aspect is that it's ecological, so that there are no chemicals in it, that during the production process no other people or the environment was suffering. I think this is important, that we have a product that we can have a good feeling with.
Fantastic. Very cool. I think it was such a pleasure speaking to you, Sascha. I'm learning so much about denim and what goes into it. And it sounds like a very complex process, but you seem to have it down. So thank you so much for speaking to us. So you can find Torland on eco.impakter.com, along with a range of other sustainable clothing brands for both men and women. So thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you, Clara. Bye-bye.